Hello, today we're going to talk about healing from narcissistic abuse, and we're going to talk about it in terms of the art of grief, okay? And so one of the most important things that you can do when you heal from narcissistic abuse is to give yourself permission to grieve, okay? And when we think of grief, we're tempted to think of it as being linear, okay? Grief is more of an art form. And I say an art form because no two people grieve alike. Okay. We are allowed to grieve and then transform that grief into whatever experience that we desire. Okay. That is up to us. And it can be sunsets, rainbows, and beach balls that's producing perspective and healing. And then other times it can be waterfalls, waves, and up and down roller coasters when it comes to grief, right? Whatever experience that grief is taking you through is with the intention of producing a new self, okay? A true self is a new self, and it's one that enables you to heal, right, from your past hurts. And at the same time, you are in the process of reclaiming your power and identity, okay? The 5 stages of grief is denial, anger, okay? You got bargaining, depression, and then acceptance. And although these are the 5 stages, and this is also supposed to be the exact order, the first 4 stages can actually be mixed in all together, kind of like you got a big ball of rubber bands, okay, together. And then at the same time, you can also be dealing with each of these individual stages, okay? There's no one set of rules. And so it's very important to keep that in mind. The first temptation can be to stuff and suppress your emotions when it comes to grief. But as we talked about before, this only leads to alternative construction healing, okay? Grief can be released in various forms, okay? And those forms can be dancing and walking and talking and crying. Those are all different ways for it to be able to travel through that maze that's in your body and then become released, okay? As a process, right? But ignoring grief and suppressing your emotions is not going to make the grief go away, okay? You would think it would. What it does is that it intensifies those feelings, and they come on stronger and stronger each time, literally to the point of you feeling sick, okay? And the only way to get to the smooth pavement is to go under construction and to fully heal, right? Going around the healing is only going to take your process, make it have be 2 to 3 or 4, 5, 6 times, maybe even longer than it would have to be than if you would just go through it, right? And there's no specific timetable. Each and every one of us is going to have a different timetable when it comes to grief. The second temptation is to compare your grief process with your friends, your co-workers, your ministry partner, sister, another sister and brother in Christ. It's not good to do that. Comparison a lot of times will lead to self-blame, self-judgment, self-condemnation, etc., 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 right? When you embrace your art of grief, okay, you truly embrace it, and you embrace and surrender to your art of healing, then you are embracing and surrendering to God's plan and purpose for your life. Okay, because your purpose is going to come out of the pain that you have experienced. Remember, you are already enough, right? You're enough. You do not have to surrender to someone else's idea of what your healing should look like in order to make you enough. You've already qualified, right? You've already got your keys to the kingdom, right? This process is for you and God to decide. For you and you alone. No one else. Until next time, God bless.